Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland BROWNS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been following the Browns this season, you know that everything's been a roller coaster. But what happened last weekend at M&T Bank Stadium was a reality check for everyone. The Browns, coming off some promising performances, faced a brutal reality against the Baltimore Ravens, and the 41-17 scoreline doesn't even fully capture how one-sided that game really was. It's hard for Browns fans to stomach, especially given how high the expectations were for this team heading into the season. The offense, the defense, nothing seemed to click, and the Ravens made them look almost helpless at times. But let's dig deep into what exactly went wrong, and what Myles Garrett, the defensive star and a leader on this team, had to say afterward. Myles Garrett, you could tell he was fired up. The frustration was written all over his face as he took to the microphone after the game. And honestly, I don't blame him. Garrett didn't hold back when he called the performance embarrassing. That's a strong word, but it's honest. For a player of Garrett's caliber, who's used to making game-changing plays and setting the tone on defense, this kind of result stings. He emphasized that the team has to be better, not just on defense but overall. That's a rallying cry for all Browns fans listening. It shows just how much Garrett cares about turning things around. And if you look at the game itself, it was clear the Ravens exploited every weakness they could find. Lamar Jackson, in particular, had a field day. He threw for 225 yards and 4 touchdowns, showcasing his dual-threat ability. He's one of those quarterbacks who can beat you both through the air and on the ground. Jackson added 13 rushing yards, but it was his passing that really broke the Browns' defense apart. Garrett pointed out how the Ravens slowly chipped away, and that's a perfect description. Early on, the Browns managed to hold the Ravens to just 3 points in the first half, which seemed promising, but as the game progressed, the dam burst. What's really telling is Garrett's honest assessment that they slowly chipped away. We did a solid job holding it to 3 when we could. And then eventually the dam broke, and then they just did whatever they wanted. That's a stark reminder that in the NFL, defenses need to be relentless for all 4 quarters. The Browns, unfortunately, couldn't sustain that pressure. They allowed big plays, missed tackles, and crucial breakdowns that gave Jackson and the Ravens' offense all the confidence they needed to dominate. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially considering how much talent they have on that side of the ball. But Garrett's words show that he's not content with just pointing fingers. He's ready to take responsibility and push the team to do better. Now, moving over to the offensive side, it wasn't much better. Joe Flacco, the veteran quarterback, finished with 199 yards and a touchdown, but his day was marred by a costly turnover and 2 sacks. That led to a passer rating of just 65-0, which isn't what you want from your QB, especially in a game where the team desperately needed points. The Browns managed only 3 points in the first half and added just 7 in the second. That's a total of 10 points against a division rival that was clearly in control from start to finish. The offensive line struggled to protect Flacco, and the play calling seemed out of sync with what the Ravens were doing defensively. But here's the thing, this kind of loss isn't just about one game. It's about the message it sends to everyone in the organization. Garrett, as a leader, understands that this team has to be more consistent, more disciplined, more focused for all 60 minutes. That's why he emphasized that we have to continue to play a 60-minute game. It's not enough to show glimpses of brilliance. The Browns need to put together a full 4-quarter effort if they want to compete at the highest level. And that's the big challenge ahead. How do they bounce back from this humbling defeat? How do they turn that frustration into motivation? That's what every player and coach in the locker room will be thinking about this week. Let's take a moment here, because I know Browns fans are probably feeling a mix of anger, disappointment, and maybe even some concern. But I want to remind everyone that in the NFL, setbacks happen to even the best teams. What matters most is how they respond. Garrett's passionate words are a rallying cry, an acknowledgement that they have to do better, that they need to tighten up on all sides of the ball. The defense, in particular, must learn from this game. It's about making adjustments, executing more precisely, and playing with that relentless attitude that Garrett exemplifies every time he steps onto the field. And it's not just about fixing the defense. The offense has to find its rhythm, protect the ball better, and capitalize on scoring opportunities. The Browns' offense, with Flacco at the helm, showed flashes but lacked consistency. They need to develop a sharper game plan, one that can exploit weaknesses and keep their mistakes to a minimum. That's the standard for a team with playoff aspirations, and Garrett knows that. His words reflect the urgency. If they want to be contenders, they have to be better in every aspect. That's the kind of mindset that separates good teams from great teams. Now, looking ahead, the Browns have a lot to work on. The season is still young, and yes, one game doesn't define your entire campaign. But it does serve as a wake-up call, especially for a team that has the talent and the potential to make a deep playoff run. Garrett's leadership, his fiery passion, and his desire to see this team improve are vital. The coaching staff will need to analyze what went wrong, make adjustments, and get the players back on track. And for fans, it's about staying supportive, trusting that this team can bounce back stronger. Because, let's be honest, Cleveland Browns fans are some of the most passionate in the league. You've seen your team go through ups and downs, but the loyalty remains unwavering. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to emphasize that this loss isn't the end of the story. It's a chapter, one that can motivate this team to come back even hungrier. Garrett's words, his fiery attitude, and his demand for better are exactly what this team needs right now. The Browns have the talent, the leadership, and the drive to turn this around. They just need to focus, execute, and play as a full team for those 60 minutes. The road to redemption is paved with hard work and resilience, and I believe this team has what it takes to bounce back. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking forward, the Browns face a crucial stretch. They need to analyze every aspect of that game, learn from their mistakes, and come out stronger. Garrett's leadership will be pivotal, not just with his words but with his actions on the field. The defense must tighten up, be more disciplined, and execute the game plan with precision. The offense needs to find its rhythm, protect the ball, and capitalize on scoring chances. If they can do that, if they can keep their composure and trust in their system, there's no reason they can't turn this season around. For Browns fans, this isn't just about one game, it's about the bigger picture. It's about resilience, pride, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Remember, every team hits rough patches, but the true champions are those who respond with grit and determination. Myles Garrett's fiery post-game remarks remind us all that the Browns are still in the fight. They have the talent, the leadership, and the desire to come back stronger. The AFC North is a tough division, no doubt about it, but if the Browns learn from this humbling experience, they can emerge even better. So Browns fans, keep the faith. Stay loud, stay proud, and keep supporting your team through thick and thin. The season is far from over, and the road to redemption begins now. It's time for this team to rally, to learn, and to show everyone what they're truly made of. Because in the end, the Cleveland Browns are more than just a team, they're a family, and families stick together, especially in tough times. Let's see how they respond, and I'll be here to bring you all the updates, analysis, and news you need. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.